got some cute dogs for you this Sunday morning. We're going to start with Bailey, who self-submitted. Not sure how Bailey did that given the thumb issue, but apparently Bailey sent me his own picture. Very cute. And then we have Otto, which I don't mean to be dramatic, but Otto is the cutest hockey player that I've ever seen. So go Devils. He's a big Devils fan. And then we also have Bentley posing really sweetly in front of the tree. So thank you for sending #Surge. Today, the big weather story, the rain, obviously, right? Temperatures hold steady, upper 40s, low 50s, but we expect fairly consistent, fairly widespread rain for the first half of your Sunday, tapering off by this afternoon. I'll time it out for you on Futurecast and show you a radar update and the full AccuWeather forecast coming up.
This rain all day?
For most of the daylight hours, yes. By late afternoon, early evening, we start to taper it off. So maybe we can carve out a couple dry hours before the sun sets, but most of us stuck in the sogginess for most of our Sunday. These pups don't seem to mind. I was told they are celebrating Sesame Street Christmas. This is Harbor, Hampton, and Hudson. How much you love those names. Those names are fantastic. So Patricia, thank you so much. I like the Cookie Monster. That I can relate to that. And then we have Logan smiling for the camera in front of the tree here. I thought this was just too precious. So thank you, Danielle and Mike. And then we have another Logan who might have the longest dog name I've ever seen, but I was reassured it is, in fact, Logan's real name. Logan Cruz Rojas Fair Leibowitz from Mark. Thought that was very cute, playing the part of reindeer. So thanks for sharing your pups. As of rain, that's the Vane weather headline today. We do expect fairly consistent and fairly widespread rain through your lunch hour. After that, we begin to taper off those showers, but I'll show you the current radar and Futurecast coming up in the full AccuWeather forecast in just a few minutes. Yeah, Tony and Shante, it's hard to ignore the rain this morning. We woke up with it, and we'll continue to see these showers off and on through this afternoon. Right now, 51 degrees. So temperature isn't bad after hitting a high of 60 yesterday. A really mild Saturday. Today, noticeably cooler, but of course, the big weather headline, the wet weather, the radar really active. Started to see maybe a few lulls working in on radar for northern suburbs and maybe northwest New Jersey drying out here in parts. But most of us have already seen the rain for a few hours, and we have several hours more to go before we can wrap this up. In terms of temperature, not bad, fairly mild for this time of year. 40s for a lot of us, low 50s for Central Park and down the shore in Belmar, but we kind of hover there. We don't have much range in temperature today, staying in the upper 40s, low 50s as the rain continues as well. Fairly light. There will be some heavier pockets embedded within this rain, but fairly light rain. It just continues through lunchtime today. As we move toward late afternoon, early evening, that's when we begin to taper off the intensity and the consistency, but we can't wrap up those rain chances completely until later tonight. So the bottom line for your soggy Sunday, rounds of rain through this afternoon. Sprinkles tonight, but where we'll see the consistently maybe slightly heavier rain is going to be for our far north and west suburbs through dinner time, and then we taper that off after midnight tonight. Rain totals between 1/2 of an inch and an inch, which means no significant flooding, but it is enough rain to cause some puddles out there, some potting on roadways, which means it'll slow down travel just a touch. So that's what to expect for Sunday. As we move into tomorrow, dry but breezy, and then we see a cool down as we move into the middle of the week. I'll detail that all for you and have Futurecast timing out the rest of today's rain in the full AccuWeather forecast coming up. Shante?
Danny, thank you. Looking forward to Sunday. Danny, what do you got?
Best day of the week. We've got some big dogs for you, Shante. We're going to start with a little dog, though. This is Digby from Joey and Matt. Digby was enjoying the Christmas decor at Hudson Yards. I thought this picture was so precious because you can see how small he is. So cute. And then we have Coco and Lucia from Diane smiling in front of the tree. I love seeing the pups in all of their holiday best, right? The outfits are so cute. And speaking of holiday best, does it get better than Queen Isabella from C. Lee? I actually feel like we're kind of matching the gold chain vibe. So I think that's where I got my outfit inspiration from today. Well, Ray, that's a big weather headline. So we've got some soggy dogs out there, that's for sure. We continue with the rain shower, the rounds of rain through at least the lunch hour. After that, we start to taper off the consistency and intensity. But grab those umbrellas before you head out the door. I'll show you an update of the radar and the Futurecast for the remainder of your Sunday in AccuWeather coming up. I'm making us shirts that say Team Cow, right?
Team Cow.
Team Cow. And that,
there you go.
He was on a commute. Yeah, I'm trying to make a mood joke with commute, right? Okay. All right. We've got some Great Danes to talk about. This is a block of Great Danes. I've got a few of them. This one is King Arthur, which I normally don't share pictures with people in them because this is all about dogs. But I feel like it's important perspective, right?
For scale, yeah.
King Arthur is a giant. And then we also have these sisters, Layla and Lexi's. These dogs from Pete, but I thought 2 Danes, very cute. We also have another Great Dane. This is Sarge from Eileen hanging out on the couch. So thank you for sharing your pups with us. Your big pups. It is Big Dog Sunday. Is it not? Yes. So those Danes work. Temperatures today hold steady, upper 40s, low 50s, but the big weather headline is the rain. It's wet right from the get-go today. Showers hang with us through this afternoon, beginning to taper off this evening. I'll show you an update of the radar and Futurecast in the full AccuWeather forecast coming up.
For this Sunday. Dani, good morning.
Yeah, wet start to the day, Shantae and Tony, and in general, it's a soggy Sunday in general. You see a really active radar this morning. We did have a couple of brief breaks, but it looks like the radar is starting to fill back in, so most of the tri-state area right now picking up some light rain. In terms of temperature, fairly comfortable. We're in the upper 40s, low 50s, where we'll hold for the majority of your Sunday. Not much range in temperature, but the other thing holding are these rain chances. You can see through late afternoon, fairly steady, fairly widespread. Now, intensity, not all that impressive, but at times there could be pockets of heavier rain embedded within that more widespread area of light showers. Heading toward 2, 3, 4 o'clock, that's when the widespread rain starts to become a bit more scattered, hit or miss through tonight. But in general, you'll want to keep the umbrella really close by today, given the soggy conditions. So for your Sunday, rounds of rain totaling anywhere from 1/2 of an inch up to an inch. So that could create some travel trouble out there, some ponding on the roadways, some slick spots, but we don't expect significant flooding. Those rain chances wrap up after midnight tonight, and that leads us into a dry day on Monday with a breezy wind picking up under a blend of sun and clouds. But tomorrow is the mildest day of the work week, so I think it's the pick of the week, because as we head into midweek, that's when temperatures drop once again, cold enough to even potentially support a few flurries Thursday into Friday. I'll have the details in the full AccuWeather forecast, show you the radar and timeout the rest of today's rain coming up. Shantae?
Dani, thank you. Looking forward to new overnight police.
Hey, what you got?
Got some cuties for us on this soggy Sunday. This is Emmy Lou. I thought was very cute in her Christmas sweater. So Jen, thank you for sending us Emmy Lou. The tree's beautiful as well. So some gorgeous decorations. And then we have Rocky posing so cute in front of the tree. I loved this. I love to see that the pups are behaving by the tree. And then we have a couple of sisters here, Harley and Winnie, smiling for the camera. Vinny and Camille said that I believe Winnie is a new addition to the family, and I think Harley is being a good big sister. So thanks for sharing. Today it's wet. That's no surprise. If you've looked out the window, we have showers that have already set in, and they settle in for most of the day. We can't wrap up those rain chances until after the sun sets tonight, and even that, a few scattered showers take us into dinner time. I'll show you the Futurecast radar and let you know what to plan on for the rest of your Sunday, and let you know when the colder air returns to the region coming up in AccuWeather.
Photographs are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
Gosh, such a talent.
Yes, she is. Natural talent.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay, so now the rain has stopped. Now it's on again.
It's going.
Yeah, but isn't that the theme of today? On again, off again, on again. But I think more on than off today, at least until about 2 or 3. So rounds of rain for your Sunday. It's soggy out there. Just look at this camera view. This is from the GWB, and it looks soggy all day long. A damp and dreary Sunday. 52 right now. Temperature isn't our concern. Upper 40s, low 50s for this time of year. Not bad. Of course, it's cooler than yesterday's high of 60, but it's kind of an afterthought. This is the main event today. Really active radar, and it has been active all morning long. I'll zoom in here. We were watching a little hole in the radar. That's now shifting over Suffolk County and filling in over New York City. And in general, the majority of us are picking up some sort of light rain as we speak. But there's an ebb and flow to the rainfall intensity today. That's what we've seen so far. As we back the radar up an hour or two, you could see the heavier showers develop over Dutchess County. So at any given point, embedded within this more widespread area of rain could be a pocket of heavier downpours. But in general, we do expect some sort of rain to continue falling through about midday, with areas that will produce the locally heavy rainfall. But within that, there are also areas that you get a little brief break here and there. So just keep the umbrella close by as we move into this afternoon. After about 3 o'clock, it looks like we begin to clear from west to east, but we're not wrapping up rain chances. We stay unsettled, drizzly with a few spotty showers through dinner time tonight. It's just not as consistent and not as widespread as what we saw from the morning hours through about midday. As we head into dinner time tonight, that's when we'll see another chance for a heavier downpour kind of clip our northernmost areas, but we're mostly dry from New York City south as we approach about 10 p.m. After midnight, that's when we can clear out the rain chances across the board. Even the clouds begin to break overnight into Monday morning. For your Monday, we're drying out the forecast pattern, but a bit of a breeze picks up under a mix of sun and clouds with temperatures back in the low 50s. So today, the weather headline, the wet weather, obviously, right? And we're not done with it just yet. You see, hour by hour, our temperatures kind of hold steady, upper 40s, low 50s today, but the rain chance holds steady through about sunset tonight as well. Then we're getting into late tonight. That's when you finally see that rain chance start to taper off and the widespread stuff becomes scattered and we're able to give our umbrellas a break. But from now through about, I would say 2 or 3, make sure to keep it close by because that chance for the rounds of rain to continue is certainly there. 52 degrees, damp and dreary. Rainfall totals between 1/2 inch and an inch. So that's a good rinsing. It's what we've seen so far, but it's not heavy enough rain to produce the potential for significant flooding. That being said, ponding on roadways is something that we're already seeing. So take it slow as you head out the door. Puddles are a sure bet on a day like today. Heading into tonight, some leftover sprinkles will continue. Heavier downpours are still possible well north and west of New York City through about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. After that, mostly cloudy across the board, becoming breezy into our Monday. And I think Monday is actually the pick of the work week. That's because it's the mildest high temperature. It will be a mix of sun and clouds with that breeze that makes it feel maybe a little bit chilly, but 53 the forecast high. After tomorrow, a stretch of 40s settles in. Tuesday, mid-40s, and then we drop to the low 40s Wednesday and Thursday. That is going to feel cold, and it is cold enough to support maybe a few flurries out there. Hanukkah starts sundown on Thursday. We're looking at temperatures climbing back to the upper 40s, low 50s as we head into the weekend. That was a check of your AccuWeather forecast. We'll be right back after the break.